Who everyone? This is On Tap, brought to you by Drunken Disorderly Media. Sorry, I always got to be the different one. It's your boy Raptor here. This is night 3. This is actually going really well for us. I'm really enjoying the feedback that we've gotten. Thank you, everyone. We've had some really good view totals that I wasn't like. It's doing much better than I expected. So thank you, everyone, for believing in us and carrying us the first couple days, and for jumping in on that great podcast we had last night. Without further ado, we're going to jump into the news, and we are going to start with Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo vowed on Wednesday to legalize, well, the article says marijuana, but we don't use that dirty word here. It's cannabis. He's going to legalize cannabis this year in New York. Now, as a libertarian, many of us would say that that's obviously, like, that needs to happen. It needs to be legalized, decriminalized. As Larry Sharp in New York would say, it needs to be regulated like onions. However, that's not how this is going to go. Let's be 100% honest with what Cuomo is actually saying. Cuomo is going to legalize marijuana, set up very strict licensing regulations, and only his friends are going to be able to sell marijuana. His friends who are already rich are going to get richer. They're going to fuel money into his campaign for when he runs for president in 2024. And that's basically how this is going to play out. Like, I don't think anyone's going to argue with me about that. Like, even Democrats don't like how corrupt Cuomo is. He really only keeps that seat because he's got so much money that he can buy every race at this point. I think he could probably run as a Republican in that state and still somehow win. So don't be deceived. There are states that are doing some good things with marijuana or cannabis or the weeds, if you will. New York is going to be a cluster, and you know it. It's going to be overregulated, and it's going to be a mess. To all of our listeners in New York, and there's actually a lot of you, I think New York actually beats Nebraska for our biggest state, which is weird because we're based in Nebraska. But your taxes are going to go up somehow, and you might as well move somewhere with a lower tax burden and start over, because I don't see it getting any better there anytime soon. But keep fighting the fight. Maybe you got a puncher's chance out there. The second story we want to cover, and this is more, I like to focus on some cultural things. There is a home in California, specifically the San Francisco Bay Area, that was abandoned and bought by a bank with the express purpose of refurbishing it and selling it at flipping. They were going to flip the house. Well, there is now a court battle because a couple of homeless mothers moved into the house that they had no right to, and are now suing to be allowed to keep the house that they didn't pay for, that they have no right to. And now some California lawmakers are trying to throw their weight behind this group, saying that the bank should lose their investment and just give this house to these mothers who apparently have set up internet, TV, heating, electrical, all that at this house that they don't own. So first off, how the fuck does that happen? Like, if I go in my hometown to try to make sure that my power is on, they're going to be like, okay, we need 2 pieces of mail and something proving you're the homeowner. So I don't know how the hell this happened. But it's California, so, what do you expect? The 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 bank that bought it is of course trying to win the lawsuit so that they can go ahead and evict the people living in their property who don't have a right to, so that they can fix up the house and sell it. And the entire argument here is, well, housing is too expensive, therefore we should just give houses to homeless people. And there is a complaint in the article about how there's 4 abandoned houses for every homeless person in California. If it's that big of a deal and people care about it that much, they can ship together, buy some of those houses, and let the homeless people live there. But to steal from someone like this is frankly disgusting. The house appears to have been bought for $500,000. God, that's a lot of money. Like, I get you coastal types. It's probably not a lot of money, but my Nebraska ass, like an $800,000 or a $500,000 house here would be huge. The bigger houses that we were looking at were like $250,000, and that's like a 4-bedroom, damn near a mansion in Omaha. So, more power to them. I don't like banks, but I really hope they win this one just on principle. I can't stand the idea of people just thinking that they have squatters' rights, because that's disgusting to me. You don't get something because you've had a rough go of it. You don't get to steal from people because your life kind of sucks. The women in this story could have gone somewhere else where the cost of living was lower and gotten a job, gotten an apartment, probably, would have gotten some help because there's, all these communities have help for single mothers. Everyone likes to pat themselves on the back for helping single mothers. It's what our society does. So there were other options, ladies. You don't have to steal for it. And then our big story, it appears, thank God, that World War III is not on. After last night, we freaked out because there's missiles flying from Iran. Turns out they didn't really hit anything important. It was posturing. I don't know how you posture. Well, I do, but I don't know why you would want to posture with missiles. But apparently that's what was going on. Iran got to beat their chest and yell and look all badass, and Trump got to come on this morning and say, they didn't even hit anything. We don't care. We're gonna stand down for now, and we'll see where it goes. So whoever got a hold of Trump before he did something stupid, thank you. My still alive battle buddies, who will now not be dead, thank you. Going forward, this is not over, because now each side America has drawn blood hard, and Iran didn't draw blood, but they proved they could. So now the next time they saber rattle each other, it might be worse, and maybe we don't dodge the bullet that time. So we need to be vigilant about call your congressmen, senators, blah, 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 run for office, support peace, because nobody benefits in a war with Iran. Can we thank Rand for that? Rand Paul is such an enigma right now. I am perfectly okay with Rand Paul exiting the libertarian movement and say he never comes back. He's never what his dad was, but he keeps Trump from getting us into wars. Like, if that is the only good thing he does in the rest of his life, that's a really fucking good thing to do with your life. I am all for make the wars not happen. Hopefully that sticks, and we get a cooling off, and everyone can go back to making money, and hopefully the sanctions come down, and we can free trade our way out of this mess. I did notice that the the price of oil dropped. Actually, I'm going to look that up real quick. I should have had that pulled up. Price of oil today. Sorry, I should have had this ready. I'm sorry. So last night, it or on the 6th, it was 63.27, and now it's 62.70. So that's 5 cents. Actually, no, now it's 60.7. So it's gone down a couple bucks, and that might not sound like a lot, but that kind of movement is a pretty big deal. So yeah, we've dodged World War III. Great job, everyone. Once again, thank you all for hanging out with us. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Real quick announcement. If you missed it last night, Dre is running for chair of the Libertarian Party of Nebraska. Please support her if you are a libertarian. And we'll see you all tomorrow for the next news episode. Peace.